Hi! To be a filmmaker is to be an artist, and to be an artist is to be a fighter, said Jean-Luc Godard. This highlights the struggle in creativity. Godard's bold approach transformed his work into powerful social commentary and a new cinematic language that continues to inspire filmmakers even today. More power to all filmmakers who bend the rules. Happy Dussehra to all of you. I'm Atika Farooqui and you're watching Now Showing. Let's begin with the highlights. It takes Jigra for a female actor to do an action film. Alia Bhatt packs a punch in director Vasan Bala's Jigra that releases this week. Rajkummar Rao and Tripti Dimri scramble to find the DVD containing a Wo Wala video. Does this video have the capacity to go viral? We'll find out. He's the man of the hour. Director Amar Kaushik discusses his record-breaking films 3-2. And not just the film, but the music too made Laapataa Lady so memorable. We chat with music director Ram Sampath. Let's begin with Jigra, directed by Vasan Bala. It sets the stage for an emotionally charged sibling rescue thriller with a layered exploration of class divide, familial loyalty and systematic corruption. Featuring a strong central performance by Alia Bhatt, the film promises a gritty prison break narrative set against the backdrop of a fictional Chinese province. Satya, played by Alia Bhatt, is a wedding planner for a wealthy Mehtani family. And her brother, Ankur, played by Vedang Raina, is best friends with Kabir, played by Aditya Nanda, the family's pampered son. When Kabir and Ankur head to the Hanshidao province in China for a business pitch, their lives spiral out of control. They are caught by local authorities with drugs in their possession. As the Mehtanis use their influence to free Kabir, Ankur is left behind to face harsh punishment. A death sentence by electrocution, the ultimate penalty for drug-related crimes in the province. Determined to save her brother, Satya flies to Hanshidao, where she meets Mr. Bhatia, played by Manoj Pahwa, a grieving father whose son is also in the same prison. Together with Muthu, played by Rahul Ravindran, an ex-cop with insider knowledge, they plan an audacious prison break. As the political pressure mounts and time runs out, Satya must summon every ounce of courage to bring her brother home. Alia Bhatt is the heart and soul of Jigra, delivering a fierce yet emotionally resonant performance. Her portrayal of Satya, a woman navigating the complexities of familial love and class barriers, is both intense and believable. Bhatt's ability to express vulnerability under layers of toughness makes Satya a compelling character, even if the writing at times limits her emotional arc. Vedang Raina's Ankur, though meant to be naive, is overshadowed by Bhatt's towering presence, leaving his character somewhat underdeveloped. Manoj Pahwa, however, shines in his role as the desperate father, Mr. Bhatia. His chemistry with Bhatt adds emotional heft to the film, providing some of the most poignant moments. Rahul Ravindran's Muthu serves as a solid supporting character, contributing to the action-backed prison break elements, although his character could have been fleshed out a little more. Vasan Bala's direction effectively blends the action thriller genre with atmospheric world building. The fictional Hanshidao province is depicted through vibrant Chinatown-esque streets, graffiti-covered alleys and shadowy police stations, creating a dystopian feel that enhances the tension of the plot. Bala skillfully incorporates Chinese cultural references such as local festivals and political slogans to give the film a unique aesthetic and thematic edge. The action sequences are gritty and well executed, particularly Satya's confrontations with local authorities. However, the pacing is uneven at times and the tension doesn't always build as it should. The final prison break, while competently shot, lacks the nail-biting intensity that such a scene had required. Bala also makes symbolic nods to political repression and class struggles. The film tries to showcase Satya as a protective sister, but her character often borders on overbearing, making their relationship appear more toxic than loving. Her attempts to control her brother's life, including a basketball challenge to decide if he can meet a friend, feel like heavy-handed attempts at portraying female empowerment rather than authentic character development. Jigra's biggest flaws is its inability to deliver on the emotional and thematic potential of its premise. The sibling relationship at the heart of the film feels underdeveloped, and the feminist and class-related themes are dealt with a heavy-handed manner. The film also suffers from predictability. An audience familiar with prison break thrillers will find little here that surprises or challenges them. Jigra is entertaining enough for fans of the prison break genre and Alia Bhatt's star power, but it falls short of becoming the gripping, thought-provocative thriller it could have become. Still, you must give it a chance. Vicky Vidya ka wo wala video. Well, in a time before smartphones and Instagram, when personal moments were recorded on clunky camcorders and watched on VHS, Vicky Vidya ka wo wala video explores the chaos that ensues when a newlywed couple's intimate honeymoon tape goes missing. Set in 1997, the film follows Vicky, played by Rajkummar Rao, a small-town Mehndi artist, and Vidya, played by Tripti Dimri, a doctor, as they embark on their honeymoon to Goa. Eager to capture their intimate moments on camera, they film a private video that soon gets stolen, leading to a frantic and comedic search of it. What could have been a straightforward comedy of errors quickly spirals into a bizarre mix of slapstick, social commentary and even supernatural elements. Rajkummar Rao, one of the most versatile actors working today, tries his best to carry the film. His portrayal of the everman Vicky has moments of charm, but the script offers him little room to fully shine. Tripti Dimri, who has proven her acting chops in films like Bulbul, feels underutilized in a role that offers her little beyond being the supportive wife. Vijay Raj, with his impeccable comic timing, manages to salvage a few scenes, particularly with his deadpan delivery, though his character is bogged down by an awkward romantic subplot with Mallika Sherawat. Sherawat, making a return to the screen, embraces her role as a small-town seductress, but her character feels more like a caricature than a fully realized person. Raaj Shandilya, known for his previous hit Dream Girl, tries to replicate the formula of mixing risque humor with family values. But Vicky Vidya ka wo wala video never quite finds its rhythm. The script vacillates between slapstick, comedy, social satire and even horror without ever fully committing to one genre. What begins as a promising comedy about a missing tape quickly develops into a cluttered and confusing narrative that loses its focus. The film's biggest issue lies in its inconsistent tone. It attempts to tackle modern ideas of privacy and gender roles in a pre-digital age, but undermines these efforts with outdated jokes and unnecessary fat-shaming, slut-shaming, ageism. In a baffling twist, the film introduces a supernatural element in its final act, with a ghost making an appearance in a nod to Rajkummar Rao's hit Stree. This shift feels jarring and unnecessary, adding to the film's already overcrowded narrative. What could have been a simple, funny tale about a couple trying to retrieve a lost tape turns into a bizarre mishmash of horror, comedy and activism. By the time the ghost shows up, the film has long lost its way. For those expecting the sharp humor and heart of Dream Girl, this film will likely disappoint. While there are a few moments of levity and nostalgia, they are buried under a mountain of missed opportunities and misfires. And now moving on. I think a film's success comes from drawing from local literature, casting trained actors as opposed to based on their social media following. So needed. And sparking engaging discussions and conversations. Captivating emotional or intellectual content creates lasting appeal. While fitting cinematography, yes, it should be beautiful to the eye. Fitting cinematography enhances the storytelling, and stories of good prevailing over evil reflect societal values. Many of these qualities are evident in Stree too. And up next, we have director Amar Kaushik discussing film's success. Over 600 crores to be precise. The credit war for the success of the film between the film's leads, Shraddha Kapoor and Rajkummar Rao, and the director's plans to, in future, probably team up with Shah Rukh Khan? Well, let's see. All and more in this conversation with my colleague Vishal Chatkara.
Amar, first, many congratulations for the super success of Stree 2. Thank you so much for bringing the audiences back to the theatre. What are your thoughts on the super success?
So I'm very happy actually, if you ask me, because so many people are telling me that तुमने हिंदी सिनेमा को बचा लिया, ऐसा वैसा. मैं वो नहीं मानता हूँ, बट मैंने कोशिश की थी अच्छी फिल्म बनाने की, ताकि लोग थिएटर आए उस फिल्म को देखने, क्योंकि थिएटर में लाने के लिए आपको बहुत चीज़ें, एक कहानी तो होनी चाहिए, कहानी के अलावा ह्यूमर होना चाहिए, लोग थिएटर के मतलब सिनेमा के अंदर इंटैक्ट करके अब एक फिल्म को देखें, उसका एक्सपीरियंस लें, साउंड हो. तो वो सब कुछ डालने की कोशिश की थी मैंने फिल्म में, और वो डाला है. और सेव किया है कि नहीं किया है वो पब्लिक बोलेगी, आप लोग बोलिए. मैं अपने मुंह से नहीं बोलना चाहता हूँ, और मुझे लगता भी नहीं कि एक इंसान कोई चीज़ सेव कर सकता है. It's a collaboration, and I'm very happy actually.
You have this consistent record of delivering hits after hit. Do you think a lot of credit goes to the director who actually shapes the film?
See, obviously, फिल्म क्या होती है, फिल्म जो सिनेमा जो 2 घंटे 2.5 घंटे की फिल्म है ना, इट्स अ डायरेक्टर्स मीडियम फॉर श्योर. सीरीज़ क्या होता है, सीरीज़ में एक क्रिएटर मीडियम होता है, उसमें राइटर्स का बहुत होता है. इसमें भी सब बहुत इंपॉर्टेंट है, एवरीवन इज़ वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट, बट कहीं ना कहीं इट्स अ डायरेक्टर्स मीडियम, कि आप कैसे फिल्म देख रहे हो. आप सेट पे जब बैठे हो तो आप कैसे देख रहे हो, कहाँ पे आप कट देख रहे हो, कहाँ पे आप उस फिल्म को घूमते हुए देख रहे हो, कहाँ पे वो टर्निंग पॉइंट है. ये सब कुछ दिमाग में आपके रहता है व्हेन यू आर डायरेक्टिंग, व्हेन यू आर गोइंग फॉर एडिट, एंड द वे यू डू द म्यूजिक. इट्स अ क्राफ्ट थिंग. कहीं ना कहीं ये सच बात है कि फिल्म इज़ अ डायरेक्टर्स मीडियम.
So then, while you were away, we saw the leads of your film, Shraddha Kapoor and Rajkummar Rao, fighting over the credit. क्या कहना चाहेंगे आप?
I don't think they are fighting over the credits. They know उन्होंने अच्छा काम किया है. मुझे नहीं लगता कि राज या श्रद्धा ये सब कभी भी करेंगे. उनको पता है कि ये फिल्म सबकी है, और हम सब लोग हंसते हैं उसके पीछे. हम लोग वो बात करते हैं फ़ोन पे, हम लोग वीडियो जब चैट करते हैं तो बोलते हैं क्या चल रहा है, कहते हैं चल रहा है अभी चलने दो, ऐसा वाला हम लोग हंसते हैं. मुझे लगता है दिस इज़ लव ऑफ फैंस.
क्या आपने ये सॉर्ट ऑफ वॉर रिजॉल्व करने की कोशिश की थी?
वॉर था ही नहीं, मैं वही बोल रहा हूँ. इट्स नॉट अ वॉर, इट्स अ लव. ऑब्वियसली हम लोग ने बात करी कि क्या हो रहा है यार ये, और वो लोग भी हंस के बोल रहे हैं आई डोंट नो क्या हो रहा है. हम सब लोग आपस में एक वीडियो कॉल पे एक ग्रुप में हम लोग बात करते रहते हैं. मैं बोल रहा हूँ कि अगर इस फिल्म में एक भी कैरेक्टर ना हो, या कम हो या ज़्यादा हो, ये फिल्म नहीं है सर, ये फिल्म ही नहीं बनेगी.
What was the idea behind merging or introducing भेड़िया to the world of Stree?
एक आइडिया था दीनू के दिमाग में कि कोई कभी यूनिवर्स कुछ करेंगे ऐसा वैसा, तो हम लोग ने बात की थी. तो भेड़िया लिखने के बाद मैंने उनको फ़ोन किया कि सर मुझे लगता है कि एक कैरेक्टर फ्रॉम स्त्री जना, आई वांट टू इसको उठा के मुझे इसमें अपने भेड़िया में डालना है. एंड भेड़िया जब भेड़िया बनाई तो हमने कहा कि भेड़िया के एंड में कैसे मैं बोलूँ कि जना है ये. मैं पहले सीन से नहीं बोलना चाहता था, क्योंकि फिर डाइल्यूट हो जाती है अपने में भेड़िया. तो मुझे लगा भेड़िया नहीं देते, आखिरी में बताएंगे हु इज़ दिस जनार्दन. And then we come to know that Janardhan, Abhishek Banerjee का character is from स्त्री. And उसको लेने ये लोग आते हैं. क्यों लेने आते हैं, ये हमारे दिमाग में स्त्री का आइडिया था. तो मेरे लिए किरदार यहाँ से उठा के उधर डालना, इधर करना, सडनली आई एम एंजॉइंग दिस सिंस भेड़िया. आई एम एंजॉइंग. इवन भेड़िया में मैं यामी को भी लाना चाहता था एज वरुण की गर्लफ्रेंड, बट वो हुआ नहीं. मुझे बड़ा मज़ा आता है अपने किरदारों को इधर उधर घुमाने में.
Now Akshay Kumar is now part of the world of Stree. We saw him in Stree 2. This world primarily belonged to 3 boys, Vicky, Bittu and Jenna. Will we see these 3 actors, Rajkummar Rao and Abhishek Banerjee and Apar, featuring again in Stree 3?
Sir,
along with
स्त्री 3 बनी है, 4 बने, 5 बने, 10 बने. ये 3 लोग कहीं, ये 4-5 लोगों का जो ग्रुप है, अपार का, बिट्टू, जना, विक्की, श्रद्धा, पंकज जी, रुद्रा भैया, ये 5 लोग हमेशा रहेंगे, तभी ये फिल्म रहेगी सर.
मगर क्या एक सेंस ऑफ इनसिक्योरिटी थी इन एक्टर्स के बीच में जब उनको पता लगा कि अक्षय कुमार भी ज्वाइन कर रहे हैं, वरुण धवन भी?
बिल्कुल भी नहीं सर, बिल्कुल भी नहीं. मतलब दे वर हैप्पी, दे वर लाइक कि अरे अक्षय सर कर रहे हैं, हमारी फिल्म में आ रहे हैं. तो अभिषेक बहुत एक्साइट हो गया, राज बहुत एक्साइट हो गया कि अरे मुझे हमेशा से उनके साथ काम करना था. मैं बहुत एक्साइटेड था कि मैं उनका कहीं ना कहीं एक फ़ैन भी रहा हूँ, और उनको देख के, उनकी कॉमेडी देख के बड़ा हुआ हूँ. तो वी वर वेरी एक्साइटेड.
बट देन यू नो इंडस्ट्री में एक ट्रेंड होता है All big actors wants to be part of a successful franchise or a successful film. Do you think in future we'll see perhaps Shah Rukh Khan or Salman Khan joining the world of Stree?
I would love to have them on my मतलब in this universe, but क्यों नहीं, ये सोच के भी मुझे अच्छा लगता है, बट ऑर्गेनिकली आएगा सर तो ही लेके आऊँगा, ये नहीं कि अगर स्टार है अरे वो ले आओ तो और 4 चांद लग जाएंगे, ऐसा मुझे वो नहीं है। अगर ज़रूरत होगी तो मैं खुद जाऊँगा सर के पास, सर प्लीज़ आपके आने से मेरी स्त्री और बड़ी हो जाएगी, मेरी पिक्चर में ऑर्गेनिकली आप आ गए हो सर, तब मैं जाऊँगा।
जब से पिक्चर हिट हुई है, पीपल आर डिगिंग आउट द हिस्ट्री ऑफ चंदेरी गेट। वर यू अवेयर ऑफ कटी घाटी ऑफ चंदेरी?
यस, मतलब फर्स्ट पार्ट से ही मुझे पता था। देखिए जब हम लोग लोकेशन रेकी पे जाते हैं तो हर गली, हर नुक्का, हर चौराहा हम लोग घूमते हैं, उसमें हमको सारी हिस्ट्री पता चलती है कि क्या था। और मैं तो क्योंकि हॉरर फिल्म है तो मैं तो हर उस जगह पे शूट करता हूँ जो हॉन्टेड है, तो मैं उनको पूछता हूँ यहाँ पे कुछ हुआ था, तो वो बताते हैं कि हाँ ये हुआ था, हॉरर वाली जगह है। तो मैं बोलता हूँ कि टीम बोलती नहीं इधर नहीं, तो मैं बोलता हूँ ज़रूर यहीं शूट करना है। तो मेरे लिए तो और ज़्यादा एक्साइटमेंट बढ़ जाता है कि जहाँ पे भी हॉरर कुछ हुआ है, कुछ मिस्टीरियस कुछ हुआ है, हिस्टोरिकल कुछ हुआ है, कि उस जगह को अपनी पिक्चर में पार्ट बनाना। तो कच्ची घाटी भी एक ऐसी एक जगह थी जहाँ पे, और सेम लास्ट फर्स्ट फिल्म का एंडिंग और सेकंड फिल्म की एंडिंग सेम जगह पे हुई है।
काफ़ी ऑडियंसेस मेंबर चाहते थे कि विकी और स्त्री की लव स्टोरी आगे बढ़े और दे वांट टू सी देम टुगेदर।
आगे बढ़ी ना, पहली पार्ट से सेकंड पार्ट में आगे बढ़ी है, थर्ड पार्ट आएगा तो और आगे बढ़ेगी। मोहब्बत आगे बढ़ी है और उसको वो एक फूल दे के गई आखिरी में, वो फूल में क्या ताकत है क्या नहीं है वो आगे पता चलेगा।
It's time for a short break, but be sure to catch maverick composer Ram Sampath on the other side of this break. Can you imagine the man who made music of the song Bhag Bhag DK Bose, DK Bose, DK Bose is the same man who made O Sajni Ve for Laapataa Ladies. That is India's official entry to the Oscars. Such is life, such is luck. This man on the other side, please don't go away. Welcome back to Now Showing. I'm Atika Farooqui. There is never a doubt when composer Ram Sampath scores music for an Aamir Khan production. From Peeply Life to Satyamev Jayate to Delhi Belly and now Laapataa Ladies, he consistently reserves his best for these films. Biased towards Aamir Khan, huh? His music beautifully aligns with the story and the ethos of each project, from Sajni Re to Dautwa in Laapataa Ladies, which I thought was a magical song. He's garnered attention for its captivating soundtrack. The film is India's official entry for the Oscars, Mubarak ho, and we hope its music casts a spell on the Academy members. Recently, my colleague Vishal Chatkara caught up with the maverick composer and got him talking about creating music for the film and working with Aamir Khan.
धीमे धीमे चले पुरवैया, बोले थाम तू मेरी बैया, संग चल मेरे रोके क्यों जिया, हो धीमे धीमे चले पुरवैया।
Ram, first, many congratulations. Your film Laapataa Lady is India's official entry for this year's Oscar Awards.
Thank you so much. We are feeling very fortunate. We're all very thankful. The film is the gift that keeps on giving. Laapataa Ladies has been so generous to us.
Have you all discussed the Oscar plan? Have you spoken to Aamir and Kiran?
No, nothing as yet. Nothing as yet. We've just been talking, just preliminary talks have happened on the phone.
What was a brief that was given to you by Kiran Rao for the song O Sajni Re?
Well, the brief was very simple. We needed something that really touched the heart and kind of conveyed why exactly is Deepak missing Phool so much?
Now, the story is set in a village.
Mm-hmm.
You could have borrowed or given a folk song treatment to O Sajni Re, but on the other hand, you decided to take the modern contemporary world music approach.
Yes.
What was the reason behind going against the setting of the film?
I think that came straight from Sparsh and Nitanshi's performances, because they're the next generation in that village, right? So I felt that the song should reflect their age as opposed to, reflecting the milieu and reflecting, what the rest of the village feels like. They are young people, that feeling has to come through. The most amazing thing about this song is that it's written by a gentleman called Prashant Pandey. He writes beautifully in Braj and he writes beautifully in Khariboli. So it's a song where, we've kept that language of the village intact.
So then, which Braj Bhasha words were used in this song? It's all Hindi, if I'm not wrong.
Yeah, but like Ghanere Badra Gire, Teri Kami Ki Barish Liye. We don't hear this kind of. It's in a sense it's almost old fashioned. There's something so romantic about that. O sajni re, kaise kate din raat, kaise ho tujhse baat, teri yaad sataye re.
Ram, how has your equation with Aamir Khan evolved over these years? You of course have worked with him in the past as well for Delhi Belly and then for Talash.
The equation is always one of transparency and trust. 1 week before the shoot of the first episode of Satyamev Jayate, I was hospitalized with malaria and typhoid. The team, by and large, were recommending that, just even for my health's sake, that, I get off the project and maybe another composer come in. And Aamir called the doctors first. He had a chat with them, and then he called me, and he said, how do you feel about this? And I told him that, as far as Satyamev Jayate is concerned, I was born to do this project. And he said कि ऐसी बात है, he said तो फिर आप ही करोगे और कोई नहीं करेगा. And the next day we had Chiraiya. So Chiraiya was actually born in the hospital, I just sung the words as Suna Suna. And that was the composition. It was Suna Suna tarara, ra, tarara. And I sent it to him. And he called me back and he said कि हमको अपना गाना मिल गया.
You also composed the music for Reis.
Mm-hmm.
We love the song from that album. Were there input that came from Shah Rukh Khan as well?
Yeah, of course. I mean, everybody has an input. He's also a producer on the film, so he had a lot of input. The big difference between working with that team on Race and working, say, on a film like Laapataa Ladies or working with, say, AKP, the difference is that, I have only one person to answer to in AKP besides the director, and that's Aamir. So it's Kiran and it's Aamir. Whereas in Rais, there were a lot of people to answer to. There were a lot of producers. There were a lot of, kind of stages of approvals that we had to go through. I think that's probably why the film took so long, is because that there's so many opinions that we had to, work with on Rais.
How were the settings with Shah Rukh Khan? Was it
Very good, very good. He's wonderful to work with. He's a really kind person and he's a generous person, and he's got his opinions. Like, for example, let's take Leila, for example. We needed an updated version of that song. We needed a certain kind of a size and a scale. He calls sometimes very, very late at night. That was a project when I became almost nocturnal. And I remember him calling and saying, listen, this is the one where we can really, really unleash on size, we can unleash on scale, and we can make it like, I wanted to feel like an epic song, it's got to be dancey, but it's got to be epic. This can't be done by somebody who's not a film composer. We had so much fun on that. Especially with Shah Rukh, and his inputs were crucial. I'd written that theme. He was really, really into that. He really enjoyed it, and that became like, that became the language. And he was invariably, I would get a message. It would be more like, यार यहाँ पे क्यों नहीं डाला उसको, यहाँ पे भी डालो यार, मजा आएगा. And then, I would do it and I would send it, and I would get that message back saying, oh, now I get why you didn't use it over here, So it was more like that. It was more like a conversation. But it's great. It's great to collaborate.
On this note, I say goodbye to you. Happy Dussehra. Enjoy with your family and friends. And we'll see each other next week. Goodbye.